The truth has been revealed as to why the Boston Bruins made a very sneaky signing in Max Jones, and he will have a major impact on this team this season. We also have some pretty crazy reports from The Athletic stating that the Bruins were the worst in free agency with their top two signings in Elias Lindholm and Nikita Zadorov. And finally, we have a potential Swayman signing imminent. He was spotted at development camp and seemed pretty happy, which is always a good sign for the Boston Bruins, but we're going to talk about all of that here in this video. Before we get into it, though, we know it's 75% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button, join us here. We hit 3K, and we are growing very, very quick, so that means the world to me. Thank you guys for the support, but we're not done yet. This is still a very busy offseason, and you're not going to want to miss anything we have to bring for you. But let's get right into our first topic here, which is obviously the sneaky signing of Max Jones. Now, this is one that I discussed a little bit in yesterday's video, but I actually today have a bit of a deeper dive and more of a thought process to why this is actually the perfect signing due to a few moves that happened yesterday. So this is what we have from Bruins Network here today. Just kind of a little breakdown once again of Max Jones, who he is, what he does. Max Jones signed a 2-year, $1 million deal with Boston. Wasn't brought in to ride the bench. The 6'3", 216-pound left shot winger is your prototypical fourth-line guy in Boston. Plays hard, plays physical, plays fast, fan favorite type of guy. Think he penciled it in for the fourth line as Lauko's replacement, which is I also agree. You know, Jakub Lauko was the fourth line guy. We also have Pat Maroon, who's no longer on this team, signed elsewhere. Going to be replacing those two guys. He's kind of built like those two guys into one, and he's as you've seen there, a fan favorite. From what we've seen in the screenshots from yesterday's video, he's a fan favorite in Anaheim. Gets along very quick with the fans, teammates, and everybody just seems to love him, which is absolutely what you want to see for a fourth-line guy. But on top of that, the physicality, not the speed per se, but the skating ability by using his size is exactly what the Bruins needed in that bottom six. And I do have a picture of the screenshot here. Of your forwards. I've seen Max Jones there, currently on the fifth line, you know, that extra forward, but he will definitely slot into this lineup here and there, if not for majority of the games. But the way he's built, like I said, the way he plays, this is exactly what the Bruins needed on this bottom half of the team, I guess we could say. The size was there, but the body size, or the usage of that size was not really prominent from the Bruins last season. That's one thing that they wanted to get better at. What Sweeney mentioned is he wanted to start using the size a bit more. They had size, and they kept on adding in this offseason, getting Zadorov, who is 6'6" as well. So it really goes to show that the Bruins are trying to change the way this team is structured right now to a more physical team, the way it used to be, the way where we've seen it work. And I'm very excited to see what Max Jones can do, because he is a very good player and a pest on the ice for if you're playing against him. I do have one more final screenshot for him from Mark Diver. Checked in with the industry source who has seen a lot of Max Jones. He said Jones is, well, you can see it there. That's a compliment, of course, which is exactly what the Bruins want. This is what the Bruins need, and I'm very excited to see him in a Bruins jersey in the first game. Just see him get buzzing, because I can see him already being the perfect fit for this Bruins team. But let's move on to our second topic here, because this one you're not going to want to miss. This is a bit of a crazy one. The Bruins are ranked worst in free agency. Now, I'm not going to say the worst, but they were ranked in the bad section from The Athletic, from Dom Lashinzin. So we know that Dom always don't have the most, good things to say about the Boston Bruins. He's not really, I wouldn't say, a Bruins fan from what we've seen for the most part, but this is what they already posted on The Athletic. Wrong screenshot, sorry. Here we go. The worst. This is the worst team free agency signings. What you want to say, he did the best and the worst from an Athletic article. He said the Boston's big bets are ranked the worst, or one of the worst. So Elias Lindholm's contract, obviously, we know, is 7 years by 7.75. A bit of a high contract, but that's what you're going to have to pay for a guy who wanted to come to Boston, but you're also going to need to sign him and beat out other teams to get that number one center that you want. And Nikita Zadorov, the 5 by 6 years. A contract I'm a fan of, but once again, I think at a bit of a too high term. So as you can see there, those are what we have right now for both of those players. Ranked the worst. On the surface, it don't seem too bad, but this is what he had to say, first of all, about Elias Lindholm. Should a team really be giving almost $8 million for 7 years to a guy who's obviously isn't the one driving the bus? Probably not. At 29, a 5-year term would have been fine. A cap hit closer to $6 million would have been more palatable. The Bruins capitulated on both. Sorry. I think that this is, obviously a contract that everybody would have wanted for Elias Lindholm. 5 years, 6 years, 5 million, 6 million, whatever you want. Either way, it would have worked. But for the traffic that was in this free agency, the amount of teams that were going after Elias Lindholm, the amount of teams that wanted him, they were definitely going to have to pay higher. I think that was a pretty certain fact that there were definitely offers for 6 million that he definitely declined, and that's why the Bruins offered 7.75. He was their number one on their Bruins target. They needed him, they wanted him, it works out. He's not the offensive guy that, you'd normally see for that contract, which is another reason why he has him going at 6 million around, but he's not driving the bus. But him paired with Elias Lindholm, from what we could see with him, what we've seen 2 seasons ago in the 21-22 season, he will absolutely fit perfectly on this line with Pastrnak, and he's going to work well with him. It's just going to work out to be exactly what the Bruins needed, which is a big part of why they offered him that. They knew it's going to be a different kind of situation, but it's one they needed to make. So, there are some people that said this is a bit of a high contract, and I can agree, but it's what the Bruins needed to do to be able to get a guy like him. And as for Zadorov, this is what he had to say about him. We knew all along the final contract will be too much and too long, and that's exactly what happened. Under the right circumstances, he might have untapped potential as a top 4 defender. He's shockingly good with the puck and plays well with talented defenders, but he hasn't proven nearly enough to warrant such a massive deal. Now, this one I don't really agree with. Zadorov obviously was going to get overpaid a tiny bit. We knew that, but I really don't think that 5 million is being overpaying for Zadorov. I say the 6 years, tiny bit too much term, just a tad, but I still think that this is going to be a perfect deal. Once again, he's saying he's very good. He's great with fantastic defenders. He's going to be paired on a line with Charlie McAvoy. That, to me, is a very good defender, and pairing those two together will be an absolutely fantastic pairing. So, realistically, I don't know why he ranks these as such a bad tandem. The description he has, it really, it can make sense, but the circumstances of the Bruins, it doesn't. If this was a different team, I would say, yes, that's the case, but the way the Bruins are structured, the way they need to build this team, the way they have built this team with these 2 guys and a few other additions that they're going to make, and a few rookies they're going to bring in, this is going to be exactly the perfect fit, what they needed, and it's going to work out well. So, this whole description of why they are the worst, it can make sense, but not for the Bruins. So let me know what you think about that. One that I think a lot of people may have some different opinions on, but let's move over to our final topic here. That could be, could his Swayman extension be imminent? This is a big one that we've mentioned here before. One that, we were kind of hesitant on. They're not close, apparently, what we heard a few days ago. But this recent screenshot really has given me some hope, and that's from Connor Ryan and the camera guys. Jeremy Swayman checking out the new blood at development camp. Maybe some good news about a new deal is imminent. And then Connor Ryan, once again, just Jeremy Swayman sighting at Bruins development camp. But once again, this is a very big one. The fact that he's in the building, the fact that he's around the team, the fact that he's still involved in that kind of holding out, as we've seen from other players and other sports and stuff, this is a very good sign. So I'm hoping something is going to be progressing over the next few days. That would be very nice. We want him locked up. We were kind of hoping after we traded Allmark and after a Saros deal and a few things like that, that'll happen kind of in a short period of time, that Swayman would have been, immediately after. But that wasn't the case, so we still have some time. And I feel good about this. The fact that Swayman is still here, the fact that he's smiling, the fact that he's kind of just browsing around, I feel like this is a good sign. So let me know what you think about all this stuff here. We have a lot of news today, so I do apologize for the little rant as well. But that's all I got here. Let me know what you think about all these topics, but I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.